Hello, welcome to the class. I'm Dr. Robert Lyster, and I'm going to be your professor for the next 8 weeks. First of all, I do pronounce it like Listerine, even though it's spelled differently. Second, you probably want to know a little bit about me. I was saved at the age of 5. I graduated from Baylor University with a BBA degree in 1971. I've spent 14 years working in newspapers. The last newspaper was in the third largest newspaper in the state of Kansas, where I was sports editor. In 1985, I found that my mother had terminal cancer, so I made a very strong effort to get back home to Texas so that I could be near her when she died. I was able to do that by accepting a job at a community college just outside of Waco. And while I was there, I earned my master's degree from Texas A&M Commerce, and then went on after that to get my PhD from Texas A&M University College Station. It was interesting in that at that time, Baylor and A&M had no love for each other. We still have no love for each other. So I always tell people that my family held a meeting to decide whether or not to disown me, and they decided to keep me in the family. Anyway, as I said earlier, I've spent 14 years working in newspapers. The last almost 30 years I've been working in education as a professor and 15 years of those is at Liberty University. Now then, one of the things that I want to talk about is something that is real special to me, and that is the fact that don't let other people decide what you ought to be doing. I know that when I was a child, somebody said that I was going to be a great preacher. I'm kind of like Moses was when God called him. I've never enjoyed speaking in public, or at least at that time I had not. And so my senior year in high school through the first 4 years of college, I ran from the Lord. And I'm not going to go into any details. It's simple enough just to say that. Then, my senior year in college, my 5th year of college, I met and proposed to my wife, Arizella. I'd actually known her for 5 or 6 years, but at that time I started to date her, and I asked her to marry me, and she accepted. I can remember that she had a calendar, and in August of that year it said, "I said yes to Robert." In September of that year she said, "Robert said yes to God." And it's been an interesting time since then. I had a speech just this recent semester, this recent term, talking about the fact how hard it is to wait until marriage. And it is. I waited 9 months or so. And it's not easy to wait, but it is important to. One of the things that True Love Waits does is they offer you a ring that guarantees or indicates that you're giving yourself to God until you get a spouse. It's not only for women, it's for men as well, and I think that that's important. But the key in all this is that you need to work to get things right with the Lord. The Lord doesn't put anything in front of you that you can't handle. Using myself as an example, when I said yes to the Lord, I said, if you want me to preach, I'll preach. The Lord didn't want me to preach. And I have preached several times, but that wasn't what he was calling me to do. What he wanted me to do was say yes to him and what he wanted and needed. And I think that that's the thing that changed my life, because for those 5 years I was in rebellion. Now then, when I said yes to him, I left that rebellious stage. Doesn't mean that I've been perfect since then. Doesn't mean anything like that. But I have not been in deliberate rebellion since then. And it has changed my life. It's changed our family and everything about it. I want you to be thinking about this as you go through this course. God has something very special for you, and you may have no idea what it is. It took 14 years to prepare me to be able to go into Liberty and or any educational area and teach, because I needed the training that the newspaper business gave me. But once the Lord felt like that I was ready to go into the area of teaching, He opened the doors, and He ultimately put me here at Liberty, and that's been a wonderful thing, a wonderful time. He's going to do the same for you if you will just open your heart and let Him do that. I'm interested in watching your videos as they come up, and am looking forward to meeting each one of you. Thank you.